So regretting nothing, but if I had to do over my architecture years, I could have definitely gone and looked into all of these pointers again, and I would have done it just perfectly. Welcome to the Serial Designer, and today I'm not here to teach all any concept or talk about any other architectural features or interior design features. Today I'm solely here to talk about my journey as an architecture student. So some of the things which I could have changed and I could have done it over, and if I had the chance I would have changed these things. If I got that exposure, I could have been a better designer today. Well, we all are trying, we all are in a journey, we all have our struggles. So let's get started. So the first thing that I feel that I could have changed a little bit was doing summer internships and going for these great freelance gigs. So I realized very late. By the time it was fourth year, it was compulsory to do an internship. But I realized that I just could have done few freelance works. I could have gone into graphic designing. I could have gone into some kind of skill development courses. I could have even gone for an internship, done some site supervisions. So I wasted like 2 months of say every year, and also I didn't get that exposure. And nobody told me back then that I could just go for these, and I didn't even get that idea. And well, I got the experience now, but it could have been better if I would have gotten experience back then. The second thing which I feel I could have worked on was my portfolio all throughout the years. So my grades didn't matter. What semester I scored, how much didn't really matter. What mattered was my portfolio, because I got my internship literally through only my portfolio. Nobody asked me my marks ever since then. So one idea I would give you all advice that please work on your portfolio since semester one. So all my academic projects, by the time I had to make the portfolio in fourth semester and in the fourth year, uh, I had to redo almost all my drawings. So I did not make these academic projects keeping in mind that these are the academic projects which are going to give me my first internship or my first job. So making a good portfolio and going for masters or recommendations wherever you go, you need a good portfolio. So one thing which I regret is not making a good portfolio and keeping it till the end, till the fourth year. Third most important thing which we architects are still struggling is personal finance. We are not great at filing returns. We do not understand money the way other fields understand. Budgeting, bill of quantities, working with money is something we really need to work on. And I had a very tough time, trust me, working with money, because I didn't know simple bank transactions and I was not aware of the amount of money that went into a project. I was not aware of proper professional practice guidelines. We were not taught in that perspective. Much later that I understand that there's a lot of money going under the table, over the table. So yeah, that is one thing which I really regret not working on during my architectural years. One tip which I knew when I came to the sixth or the fifth semester, that you always had to read the syllabus. Syllabus is very important, because as a student I did have the right to know where I was leading to in this semester, what I was learning in each semester. So that is something that I didn't really work on, and it didn't really strike me till I was in the sixth semester, that is my third year. So yeah, you should know what your direction was, you should know where you are leading on to. So this is something I really regret not doing. I wish I had watched a few productivity videos back then. Like, I watch so many productivity videos now, Ali Abdal, Robin Sharma, or Huberman Labs. Back then I did not really watch those videos, but I don't blame myself completely for that, because when I was studying there was like 3G and 2G internet. So internet was quite shitty. So I didn't really get exposed to watching a lot of videos. I wish I had learned from these people back then. Ali Abdal was there back then, but even he was in his struggling years. So but yeah, I wish I had this kind of exposure that I have today. I would have done architecture a little differently. I would have worked on time management, sleep management, people management a little differently than I would have done today. I wish I had invested in a good desktop rather than a laptop. So I had bought a laptop, and it was a very decent, fair laptop. But So many softwares we had to work on that my laptop ultimately couldn't take it, and it used to crash when I needed it the most. And this happens with almost all the students even I know today. So I wish someone had told me that it's better to always invest in a high performance desktop rather than a laptop. I would have gone for it way back. So I would have not been through a lot of sleepless nights because of my crashing of those laptops. And even a few people had told me you can buy two laptops. So again, being a student, architecture student, is anyway a lot of money, and now it's even more money. So back then, getting two laptops was also a task. But yeah, if I would have done a few freelance gigs, I could have got my second laptop. But well, that time we did not know and understand the importance of money that we know today. Some other things that I realized much later was I had to concentrate on software learning the most. So Revit as a software, InDesign as a software, Photoshop as a software, we did learn when we were in our academics. We were taught in college, but we did not concentrate that much back then because we had that notion that we are going to be great designers, and we have like bigger dreams and ambitions once you are out of architecture and design school. In general, you face the reality. It's software based completely. You do not get to channelize your creativity the way it is channelized in your academics. Academic years are blessed years. Trust me when I say this, they are blessed because you get to experiment so much. You get to work on different projects, different timelines. You also get to work with different characters, client profiles. You can assume so many things. You can work on models. Once you're out of that design school, trust me, you are going to be bogged down by restrictions, bylaws, rules, regulations, protocols. There, the list is endless. So I think you all should really work and make the best of your academic years, because once you're out, it's tough. And software learning especially, it took a while for me to digest that software was one of the most important tools. One thing that I regret is not making a proper home office environment. I know after COVID hit, all of us understood the importance of having a good home work life balance. I wish I knew that back then as well. I wish I had a dedicated space for drafting. I wish I had a dedicated space to work. I wish I had a few systems arranged much before I went into design school. It would have made my life quite simple, because the amount of models, the amount of work, drafting hours, nights that I had to work on, it made me a mess. And organizing was really tough because I did not have those systems in place earlier. So having a dedicated space for your drafting really helps you a lot. One thing that we designers really boast about is our ego. But I realized that one has to put their ego aside. You have to listen to other designers' opinions. You have to listen to your mentors. You have to listen to your seniors and your team leaders as well. So one thing that I would really advise, and I wish I had not boasted about that back then, that leaving my design ego aside and listening to someone else's opinion. Listening skills are something that I really should have worked on back then. Because once you are a designer, you have designed like 2 3 projects academically. You think that you are probably going to be able to do your theses and you're going to be a great designer, but it's not how it works. Teamwork is what will take you ahead. Talking to people, managing people, listening to others' opinion also matters a lot. So I wish I had put my design ego aside back then, so that I wouldn't have happened to do it much after leaving design school. Nobody ever told me back then that design school meant sleepless nights. Also, sleepless nights is a great epidemic, and I wish I had not done those sleepless nights. I underestimated my sleep over my work, and because I didn't know time management at its best, because I was not exposed to that level of organization, I had to do sleepless nights. And now that I realize that it does affect your health somewhere or the other, you need to not sacrifice your sleep. Do time management at its best. Schedule your work, organize your work, and go ahead. I wish I had installed like a clock ticker. I wish I had done a few Pomodoro techniques so that I could work on my time management better. Because even I was a student once, I have also done n number of sleepless nights and last minute submissions just because I wasn't great at time management. Still, I managed to finish my semesters pretty well. I did not get any KTs, but I had to sacrifice on a lot of sleep for that, and that was not good for my work and life balance. Deadlines will be deadlines, but I shouldn't have underestimated my sleep. Also, I want to add was marks were not everything. None of them, apart from me, have checked my marks after I left design school. How much ever CGPI I got or SGPI I got, did not matter at all. Every designer is different in their own respects, and somebody who is good at drawing not necessarily is good at software, not necessarily it is good at technical, not necessarily good at concepts. Every designer is different in its own respect, and marks did not weigh that at all. Now I have so many friends also who are doing great in their lives, and well, some of them have really left architecture all in all, and they were supposed to be great at what they are doing. So not necessarily everything depends on marks. Also, this is a very wrong notion that if you are very good at drawing, you are a good designer. Well, I have given my elementary and intermediate both. That did not prove that I was a good designer. After going to design school, it doesn't really matter if you know drawing. Yes, you have to sharpen your skills for drawing. You need to be great at your sketching and impromptu work, but it is not the only thing that matters the most. Talking, people management, listening, all these soft skills were the most important that helped me once I left design school. One thing also that in design school when I was there, because I was already good at my submissions, I got this habit that, of not taking rejections. But well, once you are out of design school, you should learn how to take up rejections well. It's very good for your mental health as well. You should not take any of the projects to your heart. Some projects are great, some projects are going to be bad, some projects are going to go down the drain, some projects will give you work with flying colors. But well, again, the next day there's another challenge, because well, we designers are going to be problem solvers forever. So I think not taking anything to your heart, even success, even discomfort, or some deadlines that you haven't met, nothing should be taken to heart, and nothing should affect your day, nothing should affect your mental health really. So I think I wish I had not taken anything to my heart at all. Not having the knowledge of proper construction documents. Construction documents are very important. BOQs, then your tenders, your contracts, and having your visiting cards, having your resume in line, documenting each of your works, working on social media. All these things are something that I learned after my design school, and all this has to be very important and taught since probably your third year, because this is something what is going to take you ahead. Manage your money, manage your clients money, manage your contractors. So yeah, this is something which I would really advise, that all the academicians out there should focus on construction documents and knowledge of these. Also, one thing which all designers should keep in mind is that there are going to be a few bad days, and not every time you are going to be as creative as you are. Some days, there are designers blocks that also come by, but you should not really think about those, and you should take a break. One designer deserves a break. Maybe it helps you be more creative than you already are. I wish I had asked relevant questions to my mentors. I really have to learn this from today's generation, because I'm a teacher myself, I'm a professor myself, and people are asking questions, people are inquisitive, people are well exposed. Well, I did not ask those questions when I was, studying, because I had like senior faculty, and you always had to, respect them in a certain way. Because I was respecting them, I forgot to ask some very relevant questions, and I tried to figure out stuff on my own. And I did not really understand the value of a mentor in my life. Today, well, I do understand. I am still in contact with most of my mentors today, but back then I was not really in great contact with my mentors, which I really regret, because they are the people who are going to guide you through your life, and it's very important to have a good mentor in your life. One last point that I would like to mention here is communicating with the outside world. So because we were, a very close knit design community, a close knit college, we did have contact with other college students as well, but we didn't really have good contact with other graphic designers, UI UX designers. But I would really want to have a very co-working environment. I wish I had that back then. I did want to talk to a lot of other mentors, did want to go to a lot of other communities. So not being in your own design shell and going over and above, talking to MBA guys, talking to probably a few project management guys, or talking to freelancers. So I think I could have been a little more well exposed, to them, would have made my life a little more easier. These are the things which mostly all of them are now covered up by me, and I try to make ends meet. But having all this knowledge in my design school would have really kicked things off for me, and I could have been in some other place today. But yeah, well, not regretting anything at all. My design years, 5 years, have been the best years of my life, and they've taught me and have made me who I am today. So regretting nothing. But if I had to do over my architecture years, I could have definitely gone and looked into all of these pointers again, and I would have done it just perfectly. um, so yeah, you can follow me for more, and you can check our podcasts and subscribe for more videos. Okay, please keep commenting and keep spreading the love, keep spreading the serial designer.